As I always say, Mondays are normally the most boring day starting the week. But here in DWZ, we tend to keep our Mondays very, very exciting and fun for everyone. So today we're only going to focus on two reviews today. The first one is from, of course, NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, with their latest pay per view, Samhain, featuring, of course, two number one contendership matches. I believe one is in for um, the women's title, and I believe one is for the national title. But other things takes place. We got the tag titles for both the U.S. and the World Tag Team titles, the women's title, the tag team titles, and of course the world title as well. Then we move on with all five matches to involve what's been happening with the Super Junior Tag League, who is still current in the lead, who most likely will be out. But we will be focusing on that, and of course, some news updates to tell what's been going on in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, who's booked, who's in, what matches are set, the whole enchilada. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of reviews on various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world where wrestling is not as big, but it is growing. We also do some discussion videos to talk on various topics, such as storylines, the wrestlers, championships, the promotions, whatever we can get our hands on. We also do more news updates in case I don't put it on this episode. And of course, we do real time news updates to alert everybody what's been happening in real time as well, and various other cool things. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us on the subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews almost every day, and of course, other cool stuff we do on this channel. If you guys like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment down below. Now let's begin with NWA with their latest pay-per-view, Samhain, and down in Cleveland, Ohio. Now we normally don't do pre-show, but however, because this one has an important stepping thing that we'll throw out, so let's talk about it. Our very first match is a qualifying match for the NWA Exodus Pro Heavyweight title. Now, if you guys remember, apparently NWA is now stepping back to the old days of the territories. We have two wrestlers. I don't even know who they are. One his name is Brandon Day, and the other is Man Bun Jesus. So I don't know who they are, but this match ended with Brandon Day applying a lariat, ending it right there. But during the post match, we did see the Fixer's Jay Bradley shows up. Now, Jay Bradley, from what Joe Galley revealed, it appears that Bradley is involved in the same qualifying match. So it's more like sending a direct message. So it's kind of interesting to know what's been happening on that. Um, our next match, we have the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd teaming up with the Great Zion, along with Austin Idol. Now, Austin Idol, he's not too thrilled with the fact that Billy Corgan put him in a opening show, so he goes out to disrespect people. But however, apparently they set up in a match against who was it? Against Jordan Clearwater, and of course the who was it? And the Country Gentleman. I thought it was a pretty good match, but however, it was in fact a spine buster by AJ Kazana, onto Turbo Floyd, and then his brother Casey picked up the win by pinfall. However, during the post match, Austin Idol gave the barking orders to Zion to attack Jordan Clearwater. So basically, this is payback from the past. Now, our next match is the NWA World Women's Title in the number one contendership match, mostly a four-way. We have Chelsea. I don't know much about her. We do have Tiffany Nieves, who is double champion in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. So is Mission Pro. There's Samantha Starr, and of course Misa K. Now, I have to say in this particular match, anything could happen. However, Samantha Starr, Misa K, and Tiffany Nieves is one of those names that popped up. So this match ended with the Starstruck by Samantha Starr onto Misa K to pick up the win. Now, our last match in the pre-show, we have the NWA United States Tag Team titles on the line. We have the Immortals, consistent of Odison and Kratos, taking on Daisy Kills and Talos. You think this match was going to be pretty cool? I thought so too. But however, it was Kratos with the Kratos go to Kratos the Grave onto Daisy Kill to pick up the win. So now Odison and Kratos are the brand new NWA USA Tag Team Champions. So that's pretty good right there. Now let's begin with the main card. We have the Devil's Dance Ultimate Hardcore Team War. Now, basically, this is a match where, of course, if Some Miracle, Sal DePal, and Gags win this match, they will leave. Father James Mitchell will leave them alone, but however, you know that he's not going to let them go. But however, it was Max Impaler who did everything on herself, I think, picked up the win. So that means Gags and Sal are belong now to the Miserable Faithful. So, yeah. Next match, we have a loser leaves NWA, Russ Freeman and Brady Pierce. But Rolando Freeman is in fact the guest referee. So, however, there was a moment where Rolando low blowed Brady Pierce and he flipped him off. But all of a sudden, we had Matt Cardona just got involved in this match for odd reasons. However, he allowed Russ Freeman to pick up the win. Brady Pierce was out. But however, his main reasons being out there is that he's upset the fact that he was not included in the main event of Samhain. However, Billy Corgan, who heard his crap, decided to deal with him. But of course, Camille attacked Matt Cardona. This was Camille's way to protect her investment, not to mention being an insurance policy to Tom Latimer. So that practically until Camille whacked him with the chair. Now, our next match is a pillar of what was it? Well, it's more like a false count anywhere match or something. The NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship. Joe Alonso gets a crack at Colby Corino. This match went everywhere, but however, Colby Corino applied the DDT onto what's his name? Oh yeah, onto Joe Alonso to retain the belt. So obvious thing is who will be another opportunity. Well, we'll find out. The next one is a rock and roll match. Basically, there's like a sort of a lumberjack match. It's of course the Southern Six, Kerry Morton and Alex Taylor taking on, of course, what's his name? The Headbashers. If you guys aren't familiar with the Headbashers, they were well known back in WWE, but they were also former NWA World Tag Team Champions. So it was great to see them. But of course, at this moment, you did see that everybody was drunk in this match. Even Kerry, who doesn't drink alcohol, who's a good Christian, but he got dosed. But however, Kerry Morton low blowed Thrasher and then later picked up the win. However, Thrasher and Mosh of the Headbangers decided to do a little statement onto Alex Taylor. Just like that, it was over from there. Now, our next match is a submission match. We have Blake Troop taking on Jack Stain. Of course, at some point, you did see Chris Silvio try to get involved, but it was no good. It was, of course, the camel clutch by Jack Stain that picked up the win against Blake Troop. So yes, that sets it up everything right there. Now our next match is the NWA Women's Tag Team titles. Taylor Rising, Natalia Markova taking on Pretty Empower, Ella Envy, and Kylie Page. I thought this match was fantastic, but however, it was Kylie Page with the Kylie code Kylie onto Tyler Rising that picked up the win to retain the title. So that sets one for uh, one to Pretty Empower. Next match is the NWA National Heavyweight Championship. We have Chris Adonis taking on Thrillbilly. Oh my God, this match was a hoss fight. Thrillbilly even bleeding out from the mouth, but however, he did took Chris Adonis for a ride on the thrill ride, and it was over right from there. So he retained the title. Next match is a six-man riddle box match. We have La Rebellion along with Vampiro being accompanied by the son of Jerry Only of the Misfits, Jerry Other. They take on the Brothers of Construction, Yabo and Rufo, along with Violent J. You know this match was going to be very different. Basically, there's a lot of cool toys inside the boxes, so that sets it up. But however, there was a misfired by the Rebellion when they tried to hide one of the clowns, but it didn't work. But it was, of course, how do I say this? It was the Violent J picked up the win by applying the nail in the coffin onto Vampiro to pick up the win. So basically, he used his own move against him. So yeah. Next up is the NWA Women's World Championship. We have Ruth AJ versus Kylie Page, Mackenzie Page. I thought this match was pretty good, but I kind of figured this was going to go fall in favor of Kenzie Page to build up her character, proving that the Pretty Empower are still the strongest faction. Ruthie James did not walk out as the winner until Kenzie applied the Kenzie Cutter to pick up the win. The next match is the NWA World Tag Team titles in a round table match. Uh, what's his name? Aaron Stevens was banned from ringside, but the match went everywhere. They took this match outside the ring as much as possible. Mae Valentine was right there, but however, it was revealed there was a reason why this match took outside. Apparently, this was in fact an ideal plan for Aaron Stevens when he whacked out Knox. So basically, he had a plan all this time to ensure that they will not lose the tag team titles. I said to believe this is their last chapter, but I hardly doubt that. So we'll see how that turns up. Our main event, the NWA World Championship, Tom Latimer versus EC3 for the title. However, the match was in favor of EC3, but however, at some point, Camille got knocked out by Tom Latimer by accident. Then later, Matt Cardona wanted to take her out, but of course, Tom Latimer, being a good husband, protected her. But it did not do any well for Matt Cardona because it was EC3 with an underhook that put away Latimer to pick up the win. However, Matt Cardona is demanding that he gets what he deserves, which is another shot of the title that he never lost. So the obvious question is, will EC3 accept it? Well, we'll find out soon enough. I think that's pretty much it with NWA Samhain. Let's move on with our last review, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, New Japan Pro Wrestling Super Junior Tag League. So let's only focus on those matches instead. Our first match, we have the House of Torture, Sho and Kanemaru taking on the DKC and Ryosuke Taguchi. Now, we all know the House of Torture, they will like to do whatever it takes to cut corners to ensure this match falls in their favor. However, Sho was smart enough to trick Taguchi when he pulled out the wrench in order to Taguchi to pick up the wrench and then, of course, block the entrance to ensure that Evil, Dick, and of course, Yujiro do not get involved. Well, apparently they show up at a different door to take care of business. but apparently Taguchi was too late to try to catch up to them, but it was over. However, Sho applied the shock arrow to DKC to pick up the win to get their next 2 points. Right now, they're currently with 8 points. They're behind Wato and Despi. As for DKC and Ryusuke Taguchi, there's only 4 points with 2 wins so far. So that's, I don't know, they could be removed out if that was the case. Our next match we have is just 5 guys with Doiki and Taka Michinoku taking on the Bullet Club War Dogs, consisting of Maloney and Connors. As you know, they're not in a good mood, knowing that they have lost their previous match. They viciously attacked him before the ring bell. But however, of course, this match ended with the Bullet Club applying the full clip onto Taka, and just like that. But as you know, they are determined to pick up to win the entirety. So we'll see what happens in the future. But however, the Bullet Club walks away with 8 points, so that means they have 4 wins and 2 losses. As for Just Tap Out, I mean, just 5 guys, 2 points with just 1 win and various losses. Now, our next one we have TMDK, Kosa Fujita and Robbie Eagles taking on Masushi and Yo. Pretty good match. It was very decent, but of course, Robbie Eagles applied the Ron Miller special onto Masushi, forcing him to tap out, giving Masushi and who was it? Oh yeah, TMDK a pretty good win. So they currently right now have 6 points, while Masushi and Yo 4 with just 2 wins. Next up, we have Lij and Bushi being accompanied by Tetsuya Naito. They take on Catch 2-2. This was a very strong match. I have to say, it showed the last time these Catch 2 and Lij faced off each other. Lij lost to them. They were unable to obtain the tag titles, but I always did say that Titan and Bushi are my fan favorites to win the tournament. But however, that didn't do any well for Catch 2 this time. It was Bushi that missed Akira to pick up the win, but however, it was Titan with the pinfall on TJP to pick up an amazing win right from there. Now, our main event, Master Wato and Despi take on Jet Setters. This match, was going to be good, but it ended with, of course, the Pinche Loco by Desperado to pick up the win. So I think it was a pretty good one. I enjoyed. So we'll see what happens in the next one. For right now, let's move on with our last and final thing, and that is, of course, news updates. Well, welcome to our news update. So this is what we have for everybody. So let's get started. For our GCW updates for the Please Buddy show on the 3rd of November, it was announced that there's going to be a 3-way match: Jordan Oliver versus Man Like Threes versus Alec Bryce. That's going to be a banger of a match. Now we continue on. The GCW announced that there will be 2 new shows happening in the start of 2024 in January. First is Chicago on the 22nd of January in Chicago at the Talia Hall, and then on the following day on the 23rd for Columbus, Ohio. They will be at the the Valleydale Hall or whatever they at. And then of course they announced that GCW Collective will return. It will take place on the what was it? Oh yeah, on the 4th and 6th of April. So we're gonna have some interesting matches there. JCW, the Quick and Dead show. They announced that Clark Connors will be in action to take on Matt Makowski. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Tokyo Show Pro Wrestling has 2 interesting announcements that happened. First one, Viva Van, who is a SoCal resident here, will be heading there to Tokyo Show Pro Wrestling on the 26th. This was announced by Hikaru Noa, one of Tokyo Pro Wrestling stars. She just acquired her license. Mr. Haku, who's been very helpful in translation, he decided to say, "Oh, that Hikaru Noa is only, gaining all this attention," but that's not the truth. But she's a real nice person. Now, um, recently, as you all know, Katsuhiko Nakajima has left Noah. He just did his last final matches. However, he just appeared during the press conference and All Japan Pro Wrestling, so it looks more like he has one goal in mind now, and that is to obtain the Triple Crown Championship. So I'm looking forward to it. But however, I like to say this is a good move because this is the best way to close out the year. Now, All Japan has not had a good um, standing ovation for a long time because there's been exodus about their history. We'll talk about that some other time during the discussion video. But right now, let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, as you know, we have Tuesday Wrestling. That means we have NWA Power, NXT. I haven't decided yet. I'm still behind 3 episodes, 3 days of Stardom, a few other shows I haven't seen yet, but I'll get to those as soon as possible. But for right now, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm a little bit tired, but hopefully by the time this video is out, you guys get to enjoy it. So for right now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.